Another whopping number of COVID cases recorded in country. The Prime Minister responds to anti-vaxxers and hear what a local pediatrician says about vaccinating children. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian with your JCN News for this Friday, July 30th. Thanks for staying with us. We begin our newscast tonight with our national COVID-19 update. 132 new infections confirmed for Thursday, July 29th. 94 cases confirmed on New Providence, 3 of those cases with a history of travel within 14 days. 16 cases confirmed on Grand Bahama, 16 also on Eleuthera, 1 with a history of travel, 1 on Abaco, 1 on Bimini and Cat Key, 1 case confirmed on the Berry Islands, and 3 on Exuma, all with a history of travel over the last 2 weeks on that island. The national count now stands at 14,677. Now, a further breakdown of the new infections indicates that 52 were male patients and 80 were female patients. Active cases continue to climb as they now stand at 1,723, 103 of which are in hospital, 91 considered moderately ill, and 12 are in the intensive care unit. Now, 21 cases recovered yesterday, pushing total recoveries to 12,570. The death toll remains at 286, with 1 additional death under investigation. Deaths under investigation now stand at 29. To date, 119,041 tests have been completed since the start of the pandemic in country in March of last year. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis advising the public to get vaccinated and stray away from fake news. This while Bahamas Constitutional Party leader Ali McIntosh begs to differ. Our Leah Cooper has more.
Now there are those who are saying false things about the vaccines. COVID-19 is not like a mild flu. Bush medicine will not cure COVID-19 or stop you from catching the virus. Dr. Nakia Forbes, the director of National HIV, AIDS, and Infectious Disease Program, has noted, as reported in a press story, that none of the COVID-19 hospitalized cases at Princess Margaret Hospital or COVID-19 related deaths have been individuals who have been fully vaccinated against the virus.
That's Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis in his highly anticipated televised address last evening, addressing individuals spreading what he labels as false information regarding the vaccine. Now, though Dr. Minnis did not directly address anyone, his comments do come off the heels of the Bahamas Constitutional Party's leader, S. Ali McIntosh, saying that her party's committed to encouraging, teaching, and supporting Bahamians to make their food their medicine by eating healthy alternatives, namely bush medicine, to combat any disease in country, including COVID-19.
Yesterday, in the Prime Minister's speech, he indicated that we should not even consider bush tea. We reject that unilaterally. Most of the persons, and I'm going to go with scripture as everybody have been quoting, in that the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nation. And the Bahamas is rich in terms of natural medicine, herbal medicine. A lot of universities and their research and development come to the Bahamas looking for alternative methods. And so they find it here, and we believe that the Bahamian people should look to some of these herbal alternative medicine. I think the Prime Minister was out of order to suggest to the Bahamian people that they should not look to herbal medicines for a relief in regards to this COVID-19.
Ms. McIntosh also went on record to say that she and her party is not in support of any COVID-19 vaccine that has not been properly researched.
I will not be vaccinated. I am not going to be vaccinated for the foreseeable future. I will not be vaccinated. I believe I'm taking that stand because the Bahamas Constitution Party supports the right of persons to say no if they want to. When there was the first rollout of this vaccination program, we came out in support of persons being able to say, we don't want it if we don't want it. We looked at Article 16, which is a right to life. If a person thinks that something is going to take their life, they have a right to say no. Article 17 of the Constitution says if you think it's going to intimidate you to do it, or you may be injured by it, you have a right to say no. And then, of course, Article 22 of the Constitution says you have a right of conscience. And your conscience, if your conscience say no, you have the right to say no. And that's where the Bahamas Constitution Party stands in this regard.
Now to that, the Prime Minister says this.
Our hospitals are filled with real Bahamians who are very sick. In this wave, we have lost people who were our neighbors, our co-workers, our friends, and our family. On behalf of my wife, Patricia, and myself, I offer our deepest condolences to those who have suffered the loss of a family member or loved one. I also offer the condolences of the Bahamian people. Please, protect yourselves and your families by taking the vaccines.
The Prime Minister also noted that at this time of increased cases, hospitalizations, and deaths, the need for people to take the shots is extremely apparent, adding that when the new supply arrives, all eligible Bahamians who have not been vaccinated are encouraged to come forward quickly to receive their shots. Just over 1 billion people around the world are fully vaccinated. Reporting for Jcn News, I'm Leah Cooper.
With the Pfizer vaccine set to make its way to the Bahamas and schools anticipating face-to-face learning for the new academic year this fall, doctors weigh in on if children should be vaccinated as the coronavirus continues to surge all around. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis recently announced that the Pfizer vaccine is coming to the Bahamas soon and that children aged 12 to 17 years of age will be eligible to be vaccinated. Our news team reached out to Dr. Maria Francis of Old Fort Bay Pediatrics, who says that she believes that children should be vaccinated to prevent the spread of COVID-19 as schools reopen.
So the only vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine that's approved in children today is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, and it's approved for children 12 years and older. So that is the vaccine that I recommend for that age group, children 12 years and older. The studies for younger children are ongoing, and once it's approved for those children, I would recommend it for them as well.
While some have raised concerns that children should be given priority to the Pfizer, Dr. Francis believes that both children and adults should be offered the vaccine.
It depends. I think both children and adults should be offered, specifically because there are some adults who are at higher risk, but I think both categories should be offered, children and adults.
Speaking to parents concerned over their children's safety as schools reopen, Dr. Francis has these recommendations.
I would recommend that parents and the students follow the safety protocols, all the public health measures that we've been asked to adhere to over the past year and a half. We should continue doing those things, washing our hands, keeping our distance, wearing a mask, because those have worked, and they have worked even without vaccination to an extent, but we are not going to get the pandemic under control, and we're not going to be able to go back to a normal life if we don't vaccinate. That's the only way through, I think. So I would encourage parents to continue to adhere to all the public health measures, and as soon as the vaccine is available on the island for children 12 to 18, they should take their children to be vaccinated.
While she is still concerned over the low vaccination rate in country, Dr. Francis believes that the easiest way to end the pandemic is for more people to get vaccinated as more doses make their way to the Bahamas. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.